Hi, so now I'm going to talk to you about parenthesis. So parenthesis is a word, a phrase or a clause that's inserted into a sentence to add some extra information. And we use three different types of punctuation for parenthesis. We use commas, we use brackets and we use dashes. So I'm just going to do a quick demonstration for you on how we might use those. First thing we need to do, I've written up three sentences for you. First thing we need to do is decide which part is the parenthesis. So the sentence, if you take away the parenthesis, will still make sense. Let's have a look. So we got, our dog, the brown one, is very friendly. Pretty much straight away you can see that the extra piece of information is the brown one. Our dog, the brown one, is very friendly. So we can mark that with parenthesis. In this case, let's use some commas. So our dog, comma, the brown one, comma, is very friendly. There's our parenthesis just here. We're using the two commas to show our parenthesis, our extra piece of information. Take that away and it still makes sense. So our dog is very friendly. It still makes perfect sense. Okay, so in this case I've used commas. I always think of our commas as just being, we're just giving a piece of information. It's just as important as the rest of it. It doesn't really have any emphasis on it. However, if we were to then look at our next sentence, so Mr. Jones, our head teacher, always tells us jokes in assembly, I think that for this one, I'd probably use some brackets around my parenthesis. Can we see straight away where that is? Mr. Jones, our head teacher, always tells jokes in assembly. So the our head teacher is really clearly that extra piece of information. I'm going to put it in brackets. And if I take that away completely and cover that up, we've still got a sentence that makes sense. Mr. Jones always tells jokes in assembly. It makes perfect sense. But we're adding in a piece of information for our reader so they know who Mr. Jones is by using the brackets. Now, I always think of the brackets when we use those in parentheses as almost a whisper. So Mr. Jones, our head teacher, always makes jokes in assembly. So it's that extra piece of information within the brackets. It's a bit more of a whisper. The next one then, my last sentence here, we've got England with a population of over 50 million is the largest country of the United Kingdom. Can you see where that extra information is? England with a population of over 50 million is the largest country of the United Kingdom. This one here is here, isn't it? So England with a population of over 50 million. So I'm going to use dashes for this one. So England with a population of over 50 million is the largest country of the United Kingdom. Okay, now when I put it into dashes, my parenthesis in dashes, I think that that's quite an important piece of information. I always use my dashes when I'm thinking of something that's quite important, something that people need to know about. So that's how I distinguish between when I use my dashes, important, when I use my brackets, a whisper, and when I use my commas, just another piece of information within that sentence, equally as important as the main sentence. Okay, so that is parenthesis in a nutshell. See if you can add some of that into your writing this week.